asked ourselves, what does it mean to be Native American in a public school? We're both Native American. We've come from the Saginaw Chippewa Academy out on the rise. Shut up, Fish. And we both struggled our freshman year because that's a private school and this is a public school. They're taught differently, and Elijah actually went there too. But he went to West, right? Before we did. And Elijah's just smart. And so we asked ourselves this, and we didn't really know the answer either. So we interviewed Jeff Maluchnik, the Native American advocate, and this is one of the questions we asked him. I don't think it's going to work.
Well, you might be able to escape and then go to YouTube itself and look under your account and see if you can find it.
Well, basically, we asked him, with Mount Pleasant High School being culturally diverse, if it affects Native American students and just all the students in general. And he said that it did, it probably does, and he said it was actually a good chance for everyone to mix together and learn different cultures and backgrounds and see where everyone comes from. And then we found this graph here, and this is like, over there's the start of when high school started coming in, and it says that barely 2% of high schoolers, well, students, didn't get a secondary level education. And then the highest point ever was in 1970 or 60, I think. And that was 77%. And then we win because Native Americans only had 50% in 2007. And this was a video of Sharice, the other Native American advocate. Yes. It was the one about if she thinks that Native American graduation rates have increased since she began working with us. And she said she's been working here for 13 years with Native American students, and when she first started, she only had 2 to 5 graduates when she began working here, and this year she believes it's like 30. So she says there's definitely been an increase. Here's today. Hasn't gone up much in the past few years, so. And this was a video of her talking about students dropping out their senior years, like a month before graduation. And she said something about it happens that teachers and advocates want it more than the students, and in the end the students really have to want it. And so I put that in there because I thought it was a really good thing. And our big question was, how can we make an important contribution to the world we live in? And so we thought that helping graduation rates go up for other minority groups is an important contribution because it can help more money for schools, because public schools get money from each and every one of us. And it can, graduation rates can increase, obviously, and then that they have more innovative ideas too. So different backgrounds mean new ideas. And so we went to the K through 12 program. They have a homework lab after school, and so we just helped out the students. And the one little boy, that's Caden. As you can see, AJ down there in the corner too. He wouldn't take a serious picture with us at all. that was just a few of the kids we helped, and that was what we did.
Any questions for Allison or Vanessa?
Pleasure.
What did you do to the kids?
We helped them with their homework, and we were just like trying to, I don't know, show them that we both have success. I'm doing cosmetology right now with Teresa and Amanda, and she took the nursing program here at the school. So we both have success here, so why can't they?
Did you find anything that surprised you about maybe why those numbers are so low?
No, we actually didn't look up any of that information, but we both figured that just like because they come from different backgrounds and they've had such a hard time here in America for years, that it probably affects them more than they realize.
So there's kind of a cultural stigma, and I don't mean that for a Native American cultural stigma. I mean sort of like a prejudice for everybody. There's a certain baseline expectation of what the majority of people have for Native Americans, and that's kind of perpetuated with their own expectations of themselves as well, or for Native American students too. So be interesting to see also what can be done to break that cycle, because I believe that it can be done, something can be done to break that cycle. And I think that you hinted at some of it, some of those things about acceptance and being willing to be open-minded to other people's ideas, and hearing about all the great things that people do, regardless of culture and regardless of race, are important aspects too. Very nice.
Do you think the education is better in a public school than the Spanish Academy?
I've learned a lot more in the past 4 years than I did at the academy. But my aunt works in education, and she said that they're teaching a lot more than they did when we were there.
I remember when we were there,
Yeah.
the education was terrible.
Yeah.
I didn't learn division until 6th grade when I started public.
Yeah, so they're supposed to have more than just our history, and so they'll probably be a lot better off than we were.
Very nice. Let's give this group a round of applause.